Great job on making it through the last lesson, and I promise this one is not going to be as intense. We introduced a lot of new stuff in the last one, but we needed to really update the application and tweak it to get it working as needed. So lastly, what we wanted to do is we wanted to be able to store the data, because right now we've still got another problem that we can add in new things here, and when we refresh it, they disappear. So not ideal, because whenever you're making these task lists, you might want to come back to it. So we need a place to store our data. And we already have the session storage built in, so we need to update that. And the best place to place that is every time we update our data JSON object, this is where we can update our session value as well. And remember that we're using JSON parse because over here we're sending that information into that session storage, or we're pulling it out of that session storage. So this time we actually want to do the opposite. So we want to take that brand new updated data JSON object and we want to place that into the session storage. So this one is going to be, as promised, a whole lot easier. So we're doing JSON and we're doing stringify. So we're not parsing it. So the opposite of parsing is stringify. And all we need to do is grab that current instance of it because we know they're the same as what's available on the web page. And let's try that out. So could it be as easy as adding in that one statement? So let's save that information and refresh, and wow, there we go. We saved all of the check marks as they are on the page. So let's try adding in new tasks. So it's test, 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 test. Who knows what that means within your task list? So simply just adding in stuff. So let's see if it saved that. So we refresh it and they're still there. So great job. So that was all we needed to do. So I know I had a little bit of a trick lesson here because this solution was super easy. We just had to add that one line of code to solve the task list that we have here. So now we can check these off and we can update, and we've got all of that information in the task list. So there's one other thing that could possibly be missing within this task list. So other than checking them off, if you've got a mistake here, it's a little bit difficult to remove it right now. So ideally, maybe there's a way that we can figure out how we can make this removable. So that's going to be a little bit more difficult, but there is a way to do that. And I'm going to show you that coming up in the next lesson. So what I want you to do now is to get your task list working where it's storing to the session storage, and we can refresh it and you still have all of that task list just as you've left it. And you can refresh and as many times as you want, update it, and all of that information is still there. So next, we need to add some additional elements here, that maybe an X or something that we can actually clear it out. And when we clear it out, we have to clear it out of the visible area, and we also have to clear it out of the session storage and as well as the JSON data. So there's a couple things that we have to do here, and I'll show you how to do that in the upcoming lesson.